Hey guys, it's your Gert Scott Bulletproof Saws and BLUESAWS.com. Hope everybody's doing all right. I'll tell you what, the YouTube comments are pretty awesome because apparently there's much smarter guys than I am out there. So, I was showing you guys how I do the little brass bushings for the chain tensioners. And, I'm losing them and dropping them on the floor. And it's funny, a buddy of mine came over yesterday and he's like, how could you not find them on the floor? I'm telling you, they're like circlips. They disappear. They go places and you'll find them 6 months later. But anyhow, we already had the solution on. Fella said, hey, put a wire through it. And when you cut them, the wire will hold them. Well, brilliant. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think of that. And my only excuse is that generally when I always did these, I do 2, 3, 4 of them at a time. So it wasn't a big deal. But if I'm going to put them online so guys could just get them, I'll do 20 of them or 30 of them now, and the wire makes sense. But it got even better. Again, as you start doing more production oriented on any task, even with, and I think I've mentioned in other videos, because we sell a lot of cylinders, I get to see a lot of cylinders and I can see changes, who's making what, things like that, or just overall Chinese chainsaw parts. I see a volume of them. So I see things other guys don't get to see when you 5 or 10 of them. It's just a different perspective. So in making a bunch of something, your process obviously has to get, or I would hope it would get better. So anyhow, the wire was huge just to catch these stupid little pieces. So the next thing was, folks asked, why don't I use the little tubing cutter, which I did find, which I blame the kid for losing, and well, he didn't lose it. It was actually where it was supposed to be. But I swear I've looked there before and it wasn't there. So I don't know. I don't like the rollers on this one as much as my big one. I know it's big and bulky for this, but this one cuts better. So I like that one better. The little one's nice because it doesn't put any weight on the tube. I just don't like the way the rollers are in it as much. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again. So then the next thing I figured out is that it's a real pain in the neck to hold these little pieces to try to get them wide enough to slip over the nipple. So all I got to do is after I cut one, I can pull the wire back, I can hit it real quick, put the wire back in, cut it, and then I have one good side is all I need, and I could be done in 2 seconds with these. So the process has gotten better. I will get them online today. Maybe I'll do 5 packs of just the bushings. I'll do the tensioner with the bushing. And again, this isn't a bulletproof solution. It's the best solution that I have though. So, and it works for a lot of people. A lot of people are totally happy with this solution, so I shouldn't belittle it. I just wish I had something that worked 100% of the time in 100% of the cases, would make me happier. This works a lot though. More often than not, this does work. So that's it. But that's my disclaimer, is that it's not a perfect solution. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. We've been doing the bulletproof mufflers for a while now. We've been selling quite a few of them. I got the 395s. I got 272s. My buddy Manny dropped me off an OEM 272 muffler. That's and I don't know if you'll see it in the video. It's pretty dented and dinged up, but I think I'll sandblast it real quick, put a pipe in it, and then paint it again. And I'm going to use this on my OEM 272 because that one, the muffler on it's like a brand new old stock OEM muffler, and I'm sure I'm not putting a pipe in it. I just refuse to. It's stock. It could stay stock, but I could take this old junky muffler, make it look good again, throw a pipe on that. I don't even know why I have to do it. I could just run that one the way it is and be totally happy. Something to mess with. And I was looking, the side deflector on the OEM 272 muffler is interesting. The screen is rotted away, eaten away, gone. There's pieces of screen in there. I'll pull it out. And I'm trying to see, because when you look through the deflector, it looks like, wow, that's got a pretty big port on it. No, it doesn't, because if you get it the right angle and you look in there, it's got a hole no bigger than my pinky, which is, half the size of the pipes we're putting in. So now I see why these stock mufflers are They're not the worst I've ever seen. There's no internal baffles, no fire spark screen inside of it, but it's definitely not the best for what it's worth. I was going to talk to you guys, and I think I showed this before. This is a 44-46 cover that another buddy of mine made up. What's pretty cool about it is it has a dish in it on a piece of threaded rod, and I'd have to loosen that nut there. Here, let's do it with pliers like a savage. If I can do it with pliers like a savage. Jesus, who tightened that? Well, I can't do it with pliers like a savage. Hold on, that doesn't make sense to me. Anyhow, might just be heated up and it's been sitting for a minute. It's got gunk in it. But I could turn it and I can move that dish in and out towards the exhaust port on the cylinder to try to see if, you know, a closer reverb gives you more charge back. If you want more coming out. It was fun to play with. I wouldn't say it was a killer experiment. That the performance definitely changed with moving that cone. Whether it was worth the trouble to figure out and then implement, I'm not sure of. That's a different one, but it's not a bad idea. I have it for the 366 mufflers as well. And it's just a cone on a threaded rod in the front so you can move it closer or further from the exhaust port. I have 036 piped mufflers. Those ones were made a while ago, and I don't remember who did these for us, but they're brazed in. That's how I do a lot of stuff. I braze it. I have other guys who do TIG, whatever. Let me think. What else? Oh, 372 mufflers. What is this? 288? 288 mufflers. So I do have a bunch of different mufflers. There was something else I wanted to tell you guys today. I mentioned the stainless 44-46 mufflers. I really think I'm going to have them in the next week, and I did put up the listing. There was something else, and I can't remember it. I'll have to make another video later. I meant to make this video 2 days ago, and I just got too busy and couldn't do it. I got a really cool, my buddy Manny did a really nice 372, and he pretty much patterned his build off of the builds that we're going to be rolling out under the Bulletproof banner. And what we were trying to do, and I mentioned it before, is do a 372 Pro, but in all orange. So we were going to pull the stock piston and cylinder, put in the Italy Tech with the Meteor. We were going to do a timing advanced squish, modified muffler. Some of them we were going to do port work on. Not insane port work, but a little bit of port work, and we're going back and forth on what to do with that, and do that a couple ways. So we have an orange Pro, because not everybody likes the black and white. They want an orange saw, but they like some of the, I like those Pro cylinders. They're beautiful cylinders. I should have grabbed one so I could have showed you guys, but those 372 Pro cylinders with the Meteor pistons are beautiful. Although, it should be said that the stock 372 XP cylinders have been very nice. The plating's different, but I believe the port timing's exactly the same. So on the Pro, the bevels are nicer. The plating, it's the Italy plating, so I'll say it's different, but I do think it's better. The Meteor piston cable rings is kind of nicer too, so there's a reason to go with that. But the stock ones are nice. I think that's it. 372 bulletproof versions. I don't know. I'm going to have to think of it. I have too many orders to go grab and get shipped out. I have brazing to do because, what is it? So a 66 with the sidebar. Oh, that was something I wanted to talk to you about. So I do the 66 mufflers. I don't have the cover on this one, but I do the side bonnet, and we get the deflectors from Dino Joe. He's nice enough to send them over to us. And you know, you trim them down from this to this. And then what I do is I clamp it to the side where I'm going to braze it. I heat it up with the torch, and then I can, because they're pressed, they're not perfectly flat, and they're wonky. So you're not going to be able to, you could braze it, but you're going to use a lot of braze to fill in gaps. So I heat up around the I'll show you with this one, but this is the one I'd be doing it with just because it's easier for me to hold. If I heat up the flange around it, then I could squish it and flatten it all out so it mates up to the muffler perfectly. Do that, just, it looks nicer, it's a better fit, it's less brazing rod you're going to use. So that's one of the things. I had another buddy made up, Greg Chappie, he's the big chainsaw milling guy. I'm sure you guys have seen him before. He has a YouTube too that he doesn't do a whole heck of a lot on. He posts a lot on Instagram and in the Facebook chainsaw milling groups he posts a lot, and you should check him out because he's a heck of a guy, and he's a saw wrench, but he's also a chainsaw milling expert, and he's a good guy to talk to if you need help with something. Though he's a busy guy, so I didn't mean to throw him under the bus there. So he made a double pipe cover for I believe this is for a 66, this one. Yeah, it fits right into the 66. And this is a prototype, not beautiful, not TIG welded, not anything fancy, but what's funny, and that's what I want to talk to you about, doing the side deflectors on mufflers. I do it on the 361 mufflers, I do it on 44s, 66. I think it looks more elegant. It's a cleaner overall look. It looks stock. You don't have a big pipe hanging out at the front. There's nothing to catch on. That being said, I think that the performance benefit's still there, but I think that the pipes sound better. The single pipe sounds good. Believe it or not, the double pipes sound really good. So if you're chasing sound, I'm going to try to come out with more double pipe options and mufflers. I haven't done it yet. It probably won't happen this month at all. But I want to have more, and I don't think it's going to give you more performance. I just don't. Or it's going to be so close that it's negligible, and testing it, it'll probably go either way. But they sound nice. So I want to have, it's a mixed blessing to have options on things. Because if I have, say a 66 muffler, 3 different ways, it's 3 different ways I got to make them. 3 different things I have to have in stock, which sounds like not a big deal, guys, but trust me, it gets out of hand. And we learned that when Farmer Tech came out with 372 Pros, 372 orange and gray, 372 all orange, 372 in blue. And the problem with that is, if somebody needs a rear handle, you have 4 different colors of rear handles, and it's just 4 boxes, 4 crates of 372 handles in different colors. Whereas, it's nice when there was one. And the same thing with mufflers or anything else. The more inventory, it's good in one way, and it's bad in another. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to tell you some of the things and give you a little insight into what we do. Or what I'm thinking, and then you guys can tell me I'm wrong, and you come up with a better idea that fixes my stupidity of putting a wire through a tube to catch the stupid little piece. Anyhow, guys, that was a quick video. It wasn't meant to be anything special. Been meaning to do it for 2 days. I know there's some other things I wanted to talk to you about, and I sure can't think of. Oh, and I got a bunch of stock delivered over the weekend that I didn't even realize was delivered. That's another story. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to stop now because I'm rambling. True Grit Scott, Bulletproof Saws at BLUESAWS.com. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. I will get the chain adjusters up today.